hit. In a peaceful valley, nestled among soft green hills, lived a kind shepherd named Chinedu. Every morning, he'd lead his flock of 100 fluffy sheep to munch on sweet grass. He knew each one by name, from Boo Boo and Snowy to Tiny, Chubby, and even the mischievous one he called Trouble. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, Chinedu began his daily count. He wanted to make sure all his sheep were safe before leading them home. His voice was calm and steady. 97, 98, 99. He paused. A frown creased his forehead. He counted again, more slowly this time. 97, 98, 99. The number was the same. One sheep was missing. It had to be Trouble, the little lamb with a curious spirit who loved to wander off on his own adventures. The other shepherds gathered their flocks nearby. They saw Chinedu's worried expression. "Leave him, Chinedu," one of them said. "It's getting dark, and it's only one sheep. You still have 99 safe and sound." Another shepherd added, "The hills are dangerous at night. Don't risk it for a single foolish sheep." But Chinedu just shook his head, his gaze fixed on the darkening hills. "No," he said, his voice firm. "Every single sheep matters to me. I can't leave one behind." With that, he carefully guided the 99 sheep into their secure pen, latching the gates so they would be safe from harm. He grabbed his sturdy staff, lit his lantern, too, and without another moment of hesitation, he headed into the dark, imposing hills all by himself. The night grew colder. The wind howled through the canyons, sounding like a lonely wolf. Owls hooted from unseen branches, their calls echoing in the darkness. The path was rocky and steep, and loose stones crumbled under his feet. Several times, he stumbled, but he always caught his balance, his determination unwavering. He didn't even think about turning back. "Trouble!" he shouted into the vast emptiness. His voice was carried away by the wind. "Trouble, where are you?" He would stop, stand perfectly still, and listen with all his might, hoping to hear a familiar bleat. He scanned the landscape, his lantern casting dancing shadows on the rocks and thorny bushes. His heart ached with worry. Was Trouble hurt? Was he scared? He pushed deeper into the wilderness, calling out again and again, "Trouble, it's me! Come on, boy!" Day, after what felt like an eternity, he stopped to listen one more time. And then he heard it, a faint, weak sound, almost lost in the wind. But it was a cry for help. Chinedu's heart leaped. He immediately started moving toward the sound, his steps quickening. He scrambled over rocks and pushed through thick undergrowth. "I'm coming, Trouble." "Hold on." The bleating grew a little stronger. "Bah! Bah!" There he was, following. The desperate cries. Chinedu found poor Trouble caught in a thick, thorny bush. The little sheep was shivering, not just from the cold, but from fear. His wool was tangled in the sharp branches, and he couldn't break free. He looked up at Chinedu with wide, terrified eyes. "Oh, Trouble," Chinedu said gently, his voice full of relief and compassion. "I knew you needed me, you silly little sheep." He carefully worked to untangle the thorns from Trouble's wool, soothing him with soft words. Once the lamb was free, Chinedu checked him for injuries. Seeing he was mostly just scared and scratched, he lifted the frightened sheep into his strong arms. He wrapped Trouble in his own warm cloak, holding him close to his chest. Ooh, the little sheep immediately snuggled in, feeling safe at last. Chinedu turned and began the long journey back, carrying the lost lamb all the way home. When he finally returned to the village, he didn't just quietly put Trouble back in the pen. Instead, He called out to his friends and neighbors, his face beaming with joy. Rejoice with me. Celebrate. With me, I have found my sheep that was lost. Everyone gathered around, happy to see the shepherd and his lost lamb reunited. They celebrated together, sharing food and stories late into the night. And from that day on, Trouble never strayed quite so far again. He never forgot how much his shepherd cared and how far he would go to bring just one lost sheep home, too. This story reminds us that every single person is important and has immense value. True love means caring for everyone, even the one who wanders off or makes a mistake. It's a beautiful picture of how we are watched over, no matter how lost or alone we might feel. There is always someone searching for us, ready to welcome us back with open arms. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share and subscribe for more content that inspires. See you next time.